Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man on his 8th NFL team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the Miami Dolphins, as they match up with the NFL's all-time passing leader, Drew Brees, and the New Orleans Saints. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with the call from New Orleans. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Dolphins here, and last year at this time, if you remember, we had quarterback battles all over the NFL, really. Cleveland, Buffalo, Arizona, and in New York with the Jets. So this year, there's really only a couple. One in Washington, one with these Dolphins. Remember, Ryan Tannehill is in Tennessee, so it's a camp battle between the second-year man and Josh Rosen or the 36, about to be 37-year-old, and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Charles, who do you think ultimately wins this job?
Partner, I'm not Brian Flores, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. But if I were to play him, all right, whether on TV, radio, or whatever, I'm starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm taking the veteran, and he's getting the ball for the first game because they're going to play a very tough Baltimore Ravens defense. In fact, their first 4 are brutal. The Ravens, the Patriots, at Dallas, then home against the Chargers. Then they hit their open week. And I just think that record will dictate what they do from that point on. If they're 3-1 or better, then Ryan Fitzpatrick keeps rolling. 2-2 depends on how they're playing, but 1-3 or below, then you got to find out what you're getting in Josh Rosen, the guy they traded for, because they're going to have to make some decisions before next year's draft.
He's going to air one out. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
Linebacker Demario Davis made the move from the New York Jets to the New Orleans Saints before the 2018 season, and that move really paid off for him. Always a terrific player. Now he was able to get to the playoffs for the first time in his NFL career.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. This is Kenyon Drake, the fourth-year man from Alabama. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Marcus Sherrill's deep for the Saints. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Drew Brees and the Saints heading out here to take over. Brees coming off another incredible season in 2018, set the all-time record for completion percentage in a single season, 74.4%. In fact, we can go ahead and just call that the Drew Brees category. He holds 4 of the top 5 best seasons percentage-wise in NFL history. Now a play fake here on first down. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. Well, they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Three bud.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you guys gonna come out of the gate. I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Check that one, Mike 52 right here. 52, blue down.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Michael Thomas, who turned 26 in March, now the league's highest paid wideout, signing a 5-year, $100 million extension in late July that will run through 2024.
He's the highest paid non-quarterback ever, though we know as far as these things go, that could change quickly in the league, but still a huge contract for him and deserved. 125 catches last year, led the NFL, 5th highest total in league history. Not bad for a guy that when he played Little League football, he's one of the guys that, the coach said, okay.
Cook's got it. Touchdown Saints. Jared Cook there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Well, on a bit of a somber note here as the Dolphins head out, the Miami community recently mourning the loss of a Hall of Famer in every sense of the word, Nick Bonacani, a linebacker and leader of that famed no-name defense on the undefeated Super Bowl winning team back in '72. Bonacani died at 78 back in late July, but he was much more than a football player, wasn't he, partner?
He certainly was. I only had a chance to meet him one time, but of course admired him from afar, watched him on Inside the NFL as an analyst. He was a lawyer, and at one point was a player agent. Another time he ran a big-time, private company. You name it, he's done it. But his life's work came when his son Mark got hurt in a football game playing for the Citadel at East Tennessee State, and he ended up starting the Miami Project to Cure Paralysis and the Bonacani Fund to help Mark and others like him, because remember, Mark got paralyzed in that game. That's what we'll remember Nick Bonacani for, even more than how great a football player he was with the Boston Patriots and the Miami Dolphins.
16 yards, a first down. Wilson now in his second season in Miami. First 4 years were in Kansas City. He's always been a solid complementary receiver, but Miami really hoping he can take the next step in his development, be more of a go-to guy now at 27 years of age. Fitzpatrick on first down. Wilson snags it left side. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, it's Fitzpatrick. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Anzalone coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, yeah, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make, because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Breeze. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Kamara, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
I'm coming after you.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped through an opening, and there he goes. The 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Miami. As his guys are in for 6, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return, where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, That didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
First down now, but that clock rolling. To throw is Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Yellow waiting. So we got man.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Running with Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This from 51 yards for the win. It's on target and it's good. From 51 yards out, he drills it. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it?